Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys? I am on a different platform today. Last time we had a few supporters say that they had a hard time uh, getting on last time. So we're on a different platform today. Hopefully that handles some of those uh, concerns. I am solo dolo today. My amazing co-host is on a work trip. So it is just me today, but we're gonna get into this episode. I'm excited because we are getting ready for a new season. So this is the last episode for this season, and we will be back in November with a brand new season. This season has been amazing. We had a few guests on. Of course, I was joined by my lovely co-host, Shara Porgy, this season. So this chat probably won't be long, but we will talk about the how the podcast has been going. I'm going to share some events that I have coming up, and we just want to go from there. So just in case you're watching for the first time, the Birthing the Untethered Heart podcast is a podcast that is meant to be helpful to healing, transformation, and untethering from the things that have kept us bound and delayed or uh, tangled to our past. So during this show, we talk about trauma. We talk about our past. We've had several guests on who have facilitated conversation about sister wounds. Also, we had a young lady, Monica Jackson, who was on, and she talked about her experience in prison and dealing with physical, emotional, and mental abuse in relationships. So it has been a journey getting here. We also had my dear friend Regina Bridges on in January. That chat with her was so much fun. I can't wait to have her back. And we just, are doing all we can to be helpful in sharing and getting the word out that there is hope, that there is life after, after trauma. There's life after hurt. There's life after pain. So we just want to start, and I'm sorry for looking down. I'm trying to get this live shared because I don't see my fam yet. So I want to make sure everyone knows that we are live. And I did not give myself enough time to do that today. So yeah, we are definitely connecting with different people, friends, family, coworkers, people that we've known in ministry or out there in the marketplace who are really, really changing lives and really telling their story. So this season we have coming up. Thank you, Key. This season we have coming up. There you go. Hey guys. Um, this season we have coming up, we have some special guests. I'm really excited about this couple um, that will be with us in November. I met them in ministry, and I'm sorry, my friends are hilarious. I met them in ministry, and they have been such a blessing to me. And I went to see them and a few other ministry friends in May, and we just had an amazing time. It was great conversation, and they kind of told me some of their story, and I was like, we got to have y'all on the show. So their schedule has been busy this summer, but in November they're going to be with us. So I can't wait to announce that. We're going to have for sure we're going to have Kiki and Mr. Brian Ruffin back sometime this next season. Those are our buddies, our buddies, our pals, and they are just hilarious comedians. But they also have great wisdom in in life in general. And I'm just excited to have them back. I'm looking forward to connecting with Monica Jackson again so she can tell the second part of her story. Like, we just have a lot planned. There is one sister friend that I'm hoping her schedule opens up. We were supposed to have her in March, but she is out here schooling it up and preaching it up and doing all the great things. So hopefully we are able to get her back as well. So I'm just excited. I feel like we're going to just do more. We're going to have more topics. We're going to have more fun. I think I'm going to introduce like some games, some intros. We just want to do what we can to make the podcast better. I appreciate you guys for sticking it out with me in these first 2 seasons. This really was what do you call it? This was a try, pick it up and try again season. But we I think we did good. I think it was a pretty good turnout. We really didn't have that many bumps in the road. I almost showed the world my stuff one time. That was really crazy. But other than that, we have been really flowing together. So I'm really looking forward to next year. I hope we can have an part 2 of the Sister Wounds conversation. I'm hoping we can get Dr. Anna back in here. Yes, Jesus is right. It was not okay. It was not okay, but thank Abba for editing tools. Thank God that we were on YouTube and not Facebook. Like, if that was on Facebook, it would have been a wrap. I would have had to delete this season. I mean that session. I would have had to delete that episode. But thanks be to Elohim. We were on YouTube, so I was able to edit that part out. So this is another reason why I've been trying to switch everything to YouTube, because YouTube, we just have more freedom in editing and getting everything connected. Yes, in live immediately. That is exactly it. See? So I just would like you guys to I'm just really grateful. Let me say that first. I'm grateful for my family who just always support me, especially the Willises, Kiki, Cece, and their mom, Annette, have been with me almost every episode, if not every episode, if not all 3 of them, one of them on here. So I'm definitely looking forward to having them back. I wanted to ask Kiki to join me today, but I didn't want to ask her last minute because her schedule, she be rolling with the punches, man. This whole big boss lady, and she's in school as well. So I definitely just appreciate them for supporting me. Brian is usually on here every week too. So we out here. Yeah, auto scroll. Hey yo. Yeah, so we out here. We're excited about the next season. I wanted to show y'all some clips, but life was life in today. So that's one thing we're definitely gonna be more diligent in, is being more present on social media. That is not something that I have been doing, but Abba is on me that we can't reach the world if we're not doing things to be reached. So I hope that makes sense. That sounded a little weird when I said it, but if we're not putting ourselves out there, we cannot reach the people we're called to. So we're gonna have more video clips. We're gonna have more reels, more replays. It's just gonna be on and popping. I'm gonna have more graphics. There she is. Hey, Prophet Annette. I was just talking about you. But we are just really grateful. I'm happy about how everything turned out these 2 seasons. And I'm looking forward to touch more people. We had great topics. We had great engagement. The married couple that I mentioned, the wife has been on here. She's one of our biggest supporters as well, Michelle. And her name is Michelle French. Her and her husband are the Frenches. I like calling them the Frenches. But she has been one of our greatest supporters. I was hoping she would be on here today. I just want to hear from y'all. Like, what things, well, first of all, we we are open and free today. What are some things? Let's start there. What are some things that we kind of touched on that you guys want to like kind of share about today? What are some topics that we touched on? I remember one time we talked about the caregiver thing. We were going to revisit that. Is that something y'all want to talk more about, or is is that something that y'all think we touched on enough? Like, what are y'all thoughts? What are some topics that y'all want to share, either today or in the future in season 3? Do, 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 do. Let me see what type of music I got. Excuse me, in here. I'm on a different platform today because this one you can do multiple. Um, where is the? You can do multiple streaming pages, but the issue is I don't know how to work this one. Clearly, I'm still trying to learn. But last time, I think we only used this one maybe once or twice. So the question, no problem. The question was, what are some topics that we touched on that you guys think that we should revisit either today, because we got time to talk today. Like I said, this is just a recap, and I pretty much done recapped everything. I was going to do some video clips, but time did not allow me to do that. I've been teaching a lot this month, and I just did not have the time. But we are here, so I wanted to hear from you guys to see what topics you guys wanted to either talk about next season, or what topics that you think we touched on that you guys want to continue that conversation. Because there were some that we just talked on. Oops. There were some that we just trauma. We still need to talk about trauma. Well, this whole thing is about healing from trauma, but we talked about trauma for like 3 shows straight. But I agree, it's definitely an issue, man. Listen, I done been through it this month myself, just healing from trauma, because one of the teachings was about deliverance from trauma. So it's been a heavy month for me. So yeah, I think that's a good idea, Key. Definitely bring back that trauma. Maybe we can just get another way. Yeah, knowing when you're truly healed. That's a good point. That's a good point. Actually, I think Dr. Anna's been talking about that in her women's group. How to know when you're fully healed, truly healed. Are we ever truly healed though? Like, you know, what y'all think about that? Are we ever truly healed from trauma, or does it become a part of our story? Does it become a part of our story that we get to share with the world? What y'all think about that? Are we ever truly healed from trauma? I wonder where my guys are. I want the men to chime in. Let's get some fellas. Where my No, that song does not say fellas. That say where my girls at. That was my phone. My mind wasn't on auto tune like my mother told me the other day. She was like, "Your mind is on auto tune." Hilarious, right? What's some other stuff? What's C go? Does she got any ideas? Yeah, my mother definitely told me my mind is on auto tune. She said it was funny. She was cracking up at me. I thought that was hilarious too. But yeah, so I definitely think trauma is one. Um, Knowing when you're truly healed. I probably should be putting this stuff in my notes. I gotta get my life together. Today. So I got my little notebook across the room. But knowing when you're truly healed. What else y'all got? it will be really great for those who are watching the replay or anything. Like, remember to, subscribe because we need y'all. We need y'all as a part of the conversation. This show does not work without participation. Um, so we want y'all to share the wealth, and also like, subscribe to every channel. We have Facebook. We are going to build our Instagram following, and we have a YouTube page under Angela Nicole MV. So y'all stay tuned for more marriage preparation. That's good. Kiki got, I told y'all this baby got wisdom. She got all the wisdom. Marriage preparation. She also said platonic relationships. Yes. Let's write both of those down. What about platonic relationships? Let's talk about that now. Like, what's the deal with dating in 2024? Because listen, it's really weird out here. I've never been much of a dater. I have been single for a very long time. My mother, when we were young, because I've been married before. When I was very young, I was divorced by the time I was 26. So it it was a very short marriage. But when we were young, she bought us this book called I Kiss Dating Goodbye. Do y'all know about that book? She said it's trash. It's trash. Listen, somebody told me not to say it's trash, but God knows, because they say what you have what you say. Singleness, that's a good one too. Key platonic relationships. I don't know if I showed that one, but yes. Um, it's really crazy. Key said, "Why can't men and women be genuinely just friends without speculation?" I don't know. That's a really good question. As you know, I have a best friend that I've been friends with for a long time. Obi is another one too. I think everybody knows that Charlotte's husband is my best friend as well, which made her become a best friend, which is a whole miracle. But she and I have that conversation all the time. I wish she was here because we talk about this all the time. That's definitely a good topic for us to talk about because uh, the dynamic of our relationship probably would have went a whole lot different, as I'm learning. I don't know if she wants to tell that story, but that's a very good topic for us. That's a very good topic. We might have to have you jump in on that one. But I definitely know for a fact that it is possible to have a strictly platonic relationship with a person that is of the opposite sex. However, what I have learned from my own experience of being friends with men my whole life is that when the speculations are present, is 95% of the time it's not true. But when nobody is speculating, sometimes it can be. Um, or there can be a question in the person's mind, like, why didn't I ever date her? I remember it was a guy I was really close to when I was young. We were friends when we were little, and I lived in the neighborhood, and then my family moved into the same neighborhood, and we were friends. Um, because they moved like a couple of houses down from where we lived at. So we got close again, and I remember everybody used to always put us together. Like, it was really dumb initially. Um, one of my best friends from high school wanted us to be together. It was just really crazy, but it just never happened. It wasn't like we didn't like each other. We just never really thought about it, I guess. I don't know, but we just never had that thought. But there were a lot of I had a lot of guy friends. I was definitely somewhat of a tomboy. Abba's been talking to me about saying that I'm a tomboy, but because that's an identity. That's what we need to talk about. Identity crisis. We said singlehood. I'm not writing stuff down. I miss Shar. This is her job because she's so good at it. Singleness. Singleness, marriage preparation. Y'all give me a second. Um, my multitasker is absent. What you laughing at? See what I say? Lord have mercy. Marriage preparation. What was the other thing you said? I think that was it. I think I got it all. Oh no, I said identity theft. Didn't we do identity theft? I'm gonna have to go back and see. But we definitely want to do some type of identity. Um, there she is. Hey girl, hey. There's my co-host. Girl, I'm missing you today. This is a struggle, honey. I'm like, she the one to be writing everything down. I'm trying to double duty. I miss you. That's all I'm gonna say. So we was just talking, and I know you busy, so don't be pressured. But Kiki brought up platonic relationships, and she said, why can't men and women be genuinely just friends without speculation? So, I said that that's a good conversation for me and you, because of our relationship dynamic with your husband being initially being my best friend, but you done took over, girl. So, um, I think that that'll be a great topic for us. Yeah, I like it too. I thought that was very timely considering we just had this conversation. That is so crazy, but I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a great topic. And I think it's a needed topic as well because, like I said, I have been friends with men my entire life. And I had women accuse me of stuff that I ain't even do. Like, you trying to make me a whole mistress out here. And it's just not true. It's just not true. So I definitely have been through the ringer with this conversation. And I also know the struggle because I've been friends with dudes my whole life. I've had friends since childhood that when I got older that found out they had crushes on me. That happened after high school real bad. Like they was walking up to me left and right like, I liked you. And I'm like, bro, you ain't never say nothing. Um, but again, I think that has to do with identity. Um, Yeah, it may be sensitive. It's definitely a sensitive topic, but I think that it is much needed as well. I agree with that 1000%. You and I would definitely have to be careful, but that's one thing about I love about this show. We are transparent as much as we can be without, uh, you know, uh, what do you call it? Invading people's privacy, but evading people's privacy, but um we still try to keep it real 1000%. So I think this is a great topic. And who maybe we can have your husband on. We've been trying to get him to find a reason for him to be on. So maybe he can join us for that one. That'd be great. That'd be hilarious. But it'll be great. Let's talk to him and see what he say. But I think that'll be a great opportunity to have him on to get the male perspective because it is a really, really strong topic. Everywhere you go, people like who's getting married now? Um, what's his name? Oh my gosh, why can't I remember his name? But it's an actor, a really fine actor that everybody loves. I cannot think of his name at the moment, but he's dark skinned. He was in the last thing I remember him being in was did she say Jamal Bryant? No, ma'am. You know I'm not talking about him. I said actor. Actor. What is his name? I can't believe I can't remember his name. I'm not talking about no Jamal Bryant. Forgive me. That probably came off wrong. I told y'all I'm real. Um, what? I cannot believe I can't remember his name. But he's dark skinned. He's in what's the movie? He's in that movie where he was hitting the lady of Medea's family reunion. And he just got married to his best friend from high school or some childhood best friend. And people's comments like were crazy. I don't know why. I don't like this platform. Oh, my bad. My bad. I can't see y'all comments without putting them up on the screen. This is dumb. But my bad. Yes, actor. He's an actor. Um I definitely showed my face in regard to Jamal Bryant. Clearly. Blair Underwood. Thank you. Yes. Blair Underwood. He just married, like, he got a divorce from his kids' mom. Like, they were married for a very long time. They got a divorce, and then he married his best friend. And his kids call her auntie because she has been his best friend for a really long time. And so both of them were saying that their relationship was platonic, but um but when he decided to marry her, people was like, "Oh, they were sleeping together the whole time." It was really bad. Like, first of all, that needs to be a topic of conversation. Why the world think they got so much they got so much to say about people's lives. Like, I get it, they're celebrities and they kind of put themselves out there, but golly, like, how are we so opinionated about somebody else's life? Like, just judging them. Um, I don't even know if that's something worth talking about, but I know it drives me crazy sometimes. No, it doesn't drive me crazy. I take that back. But it is frustrating to see. Like, it's just disturbing. That's the word. That's the word I want. It is disturbing to see how people have so much to say about other people's lives. Like, bruh, this ain't your business. You don't know what them people were doing in their bed or not doing in the bed. Like, what in the world? I'm sorry. I'm still learning. We kind of talked about minding your own business. We did. We did talk about that in minding your own business. Cause like, thank you, Kiki, you helped me because I could not think of that man's name to save my life. But we did talk about that in minding your own business. Like, this crazy. It's just craziness. Um, but yeah, they bashed that man, said he was sleeping with her the whole time. And this man ain't think about that lady. He was like, we both respected marriage. And another one, I can't think of her last name, but her first name is Yvette. She is a beautiful person. She's a comedian, but also an actress. And it's the same thing with her. She just, like, she said something like, I had to wait for him to get a divorce because she's been single most of her life. And she just got married at 50. And she was sharing the story. And of course, somebody just recorded that one portion and were like, she was like, I had to wait for him to get a divorce to marry him. And so, of course, people ate her up about that. And I'm like, they were like, she was probably sleeping with him the whole time. Just craziness. So I think I say all that to say that I think this is a really, really good topic. It's probably going to go on a couple of episodes because it just gets so deep. Like, why do people feel like they have a right to say what you and your best friend did for real? Why do people have this distrust when people say say that they are platonic, even if at some point there was uh some conversation or some thoughts? Why can't people accept that there is that if they say they're platonic, they're platonic? Like, who are you? Who are we to judge? Ain't that what the saying say? Y'all know better than me. But who are we to judge the truth? I think that's a good topic. Judgment. I don't know if I should talk about that. We should have a guest come and talk about judgment. That is a tricky subject for me. Listen, I learned that was one of the first things I learned in therapy, that I do not like to be judged. It sends me off my rocker. Yes, yes, yes. Lack of trust. That's a good one. What causes us to have a lack of trust in others? And then especially when it comes to platonic relationships, because that's usually what they say. I don't trust her, or I don't trust him. I don't trust them. They got to be doing something. Yes, we definitely need to invite a guest about that judgment conversation. Who are me to judge? There you go. I know Kiki would know. This is why I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Y'all help me get my life together. So we got platonic relationships, which is clearly going to be a topic. Singleness. What do y'all want to talk about in regard to singleness outside of dating being trash? Oh, that's what I was saying. Thank you for bringing back to my thought. So, my mother bought me this book when we were younger called "I Kiss Dating Goodbye," and it was an excellent book, but it did not help me. It did not help me change because I was already like not on a dating path. I was made to be somebody's wife. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I am not capable of um I'm not capable of let me be careful of what I say. Cause Shara on here, she probably fussed me out. Um yeah, Cece said that dating is trash. She ain't really lying though. Like I told you, somebody's told me to stop saying that because if I say it, that's what it's going to be. So I stopped saying that it's trash because I really don't want to be with trash, nor do I want to be alone the rest of my life. Um, and I still don't have any kids, so being 42, I don't want to say it's trash. However, comma, she ain't she ain't lying. She ain't lying at all. Yeah. You gonna start a first wives club? You not even a first wife, girl. You a it wife. You was it. First wives, isn't that divorced wives? That was my movie. I don't know why I can't remember. I love that movie. Yes, wives. Let's start a wives club. Yes. Um, I wish we could start a club that like teaches people like me that's been in church all their life and just been living for the Lord and running for a long time. What dating looks like without, I was about to say something, without crossing boundaries. I realize I do not have a filter after a certain time. We might have to change this time and day. Yes, but I'm down with that. I think we should start yeah, that's what you've been saying. I've been saying it too. That's why I had to be rebuked because I was like, it's trash. I 17 years. That's all I gotta say. 17 years of singleness for a very, very good reason. Oh my gosh. Can I get this button to stop popping up here? Girl, I'm trying to use a filter. You see me catch myself. I caught myself real quick. So, Cece, tell me why. What is your experience with dating? Why do you say it's trash? We're gonna get Cece on here too. We're gonna get her to join us on the singleness conversation. Her and Kiki. Why why do you say it's trash? I think what's happening is, of course, because it's sound and travel. Um, why I can't see y'all comments because I'm ahead of y'all. Hmm. That is a really good comment. She said the purity culture has done some damage. Can you please elaborate on that, honey? That is good. Where them sound effects? Ooh, that's real good. The purity culture has done some damage. Yes. Oh, that is not it. That is not it. Boo. Boo that. That was not it. I'm having too much fun over here. Oh my gosh. I thought they had an applause one. That's what I was looking for. I guess that was the cheer. That was not cool. Cece, what you say? Let me get back to these comments. Why do you say? What do you mean? Can you elaborate on that? Why the purity culture has done some damage? I'm gonna open my Facebook back because it was moving faster than this one. Picking up from two places, so that's a really, really good comment. All right, it's not on here yet, but she says growing up, women are taught to be and move in a certain manner, but no one really speaks to the men on how they should conduct themselves. You know what? Um, Shara and I talked about this a little bit, I think, in the trauma conversation because that happened to me once. A dude violated me and then told me that I don't know if I said this part, but a dude violated me, um and I have to be careful because we are still friends. But I know that sounds nuts, but y'all know I'm Jesus when it comes to my heart and forgiveness. But um he I confronted him about it, and he told me that men basically do as much as they can and go as far as they can or as far as women let them. And that it wasn't the first time it happened and it won't be the last. And so I parade immediately because I was like, is this person like evil? You know, like what in the world? Like who would say that? And Ruach said to me very quickly that yes, CC, boys will be boys. Like they're taught. This is what they're taught to do, especially in my generation. Like the level of women who have been violated by lovers in my generation is very, 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 very large. Um, and when I say violated by a lover, that means touched when you don't want to be touched, when you're having sex when you don't want to have sex, when you're having any type of intimate relationship or intimate transaction. I realize that word is a thing now, but any type of intimate transaction, I just don't like it. I feel like it minimizes the intimacy, but whatever. Intimate relations that you don't want to have but you allow to happen because you don't want to disappoint the person, or it's forced on you and you just let it happen because you don't want to be violently hurt or anything like that. And so it really plays on the trust. Like, well, I trust he's not going to hurt me, so I'll just keep letting him go. Or he's just not going to stop, so let me just keep letting him go. Like, this is, excuse me, this is tough conversation whether you a Christian or not. It happens. I don't care what nobody say. I've had way too many conversations with a lot of women and they have been through this. And so especially in my generation, that means like 40 between 40 and 50-year olds, it is a common denominator in conversation and experience. And so when we say boys will be boys, that's what they're taught. They're taught at a very young age to be promiscuous. They're like, one of my favorite movies is I know my best friend is laughing at me, but one of my favorite movies is, what is the movie called? Oh, Ghost of Girlfriends Past, right? And it talks about, I mean, and it's like kind of like Scrooge in nature, where his uncle is a ghost and he has all these ghosts that come and basically show him his life, his past, his present, and his future based on how he's treated women in the past. And what he learned is that a lot of his behavior came from his uncle and what his uncle taught him. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but the premise of the movie is I can't. You gotta join. CC talking about I can't see your comment yet. There you go. CC talking about she cool with being a fan in the stands. You silent. How is this my topic? Because you talk about my history with this. Yeah, it's very strong. But don't be leaving me out here. I know you've had your experiences too. I missed what Kiki said. But that is funny. Y'all are hilarious. But yeah, it's definitely issue. And yes, I have had quite a bit of experience with that in the past. Past I'm not proud of, but I definitely was violated quite a few times by friends, dudes I wasn't even in a relationship with. Um and they either, like one time a guy forced himself on me, and the other few times it wasn't that kind of intimacy. I just didn't want to be touched, and they just continued. So it's a really big issue. Um and maybe we should just talk about the trauma around that, maybe connect that to the trauma conversation. But boys will be boys. I think that's exactly what the topic should be. Um, y'all know me though. I tend to be an advocate for men because it happens to them as well. I have learned very, very much from my guy friends that women will take from them as well. So I definitely want to make sure we cover that in that conversation, because it happens more than we think it does. But I like that boys will be boys. I think that that's a great conversation. Trauma in intimacy. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Um, I love that movie too, though, Char. Like, I think I had it on DVD. I loved it so much. Back in the day, you knew you really loved the movie because you bought it on DVD. We really didn't buy movies that we didn't like on DVD. And I used to have so many movies. I lost a lot of them when I got divorced. But and throughout these moving situations, which could be another topic. I think uh, trauma and transition might be a good topic while I'm talking about it. I realize that people who move a lot have trauma with change. Y'all know, well, I know Kiki, y'all pretty much lived in the same place y'all whole lives. Shar too, I think. Um, but anybody who's if any of you guys dealt with trauma in transition, because it might not just be moving. Boys will be boys, but the girls have a voice. That's good. I was watching a show, Mama, where it was actually two separate shows, and it was the same issue. Um, because I hear that in a different way. Number one, when women are violated, their voice is usually taken from them. But I hear that in the space of women have a voice in certain things, and it's made to be that men don't, like childbearing. Like if you aren't married, and sometimes even if you're married and you guys get pregnant and have a baby, society now is saying that the man has no input on whether or not you should get rid of that child, whether or not you're going to keep the child because the man isn't carrying it. And I think that is preposterous. I watched two different shows. One was a movie, one was a show. And I watched this man on the show go through with this woman multiple times because The first time it was them having a baby. The second time was them adopting a child. But both times he was not included in major decisions because she was the mother. And unfortunately, I think that is a major issue in our culture, where mothers have more of a voice than fathers. So I don't know if that should be a totally different con conversation, or um, like I'm hearing ladies first as a topic. So maybe we should make that a different topic, um, and talk about how feminism has kind of made the need for men disappear. So maybe like feminism erasing the need for men, or eradicating the need for men. What y'all think about that? I'm about to go back to Facebook because it's showing slow. Without the seed, women can't conceive. They can't. And a man should have a right to to at least have a conversation and make a decision about what's about to happen to his seed. Like, you gonna kill his baby and not even tell him? Are you serious? Like that is preposterous to me. But it really speaks to the way this culture has completely tried to eradicate the presence of a man in the home. You know, it makes me think about that year. I think that was last year or the year before. They were these crazy people. Let me take that back. Let me not be again. I don't have a filter after a certain time. Let me pull it back. But I saw somewhere it is messed up. See, um, I saw somewhere. I think it was last year or the year before, where women were trying to um I don't know if it was women or the LGBT community, but somebody was trying to remove Father's Day because Father's Day gave notation that you have to be a man to be a father. Y'all, you see my face? I can't. I can't. Yes, that's covering touching on feminism from system wounds. We did do that. That's a really good point. Um, we did talk about feminism a bit on that show. Yeah, we definitely need a part two. Um, we definitely need a part two of sister wounds. But I think feminism is definitely an issue. But how you gonna say that fathers aren't fathers because you want to be labeled as a them, or you want to be labeled as something different? It's really nuts. And I'm glad that didn't work because it was brief. Oh yeah, it was briefly. I'm glad that didn't work because I was mad. Y'all gonna laugh at me when I say this, but I was mad when them feminists and LGBT people turned forced the sanitary napkin creators to take flowers off the paper wraps. I thought that was the most idiotic thing that you could ever do. They didn't even want the sanitary napkins to be feminine. Listen, if you are bleeding, you are a woman. I'm sorry. That is not to be any type of disrespectful, but if you are bleeding, you are a woman. What does it matter what is on the paper? Just going in the trash. Why do we have to have a whole movement to remove flowers, which are beautiful? They're not to me, flowers are gender neutral. There are men that love flowers just as much as women because they're flowers. It's nature. It's not a feminist thing. But oh, I was so mad about that, y'all. I was livid. I could not understand how you have that much control that you are able to change a whole, like everybody changed it. Always, Kotex, Summer's Eve, all of them took all the flowers and tossed them because somebody said they don't want to be a woman, so they don't want to see no flowers. Do you understand how crazy that is? When we're still women and we like flowers, or we don't. I ain't really keen on flowers like that. Everybody on this line can tell you that you ain't about to see me with no flowers. I really don't like when they're being sent to me because they die. They're beautiful. I've learned to love them and appreciate the gift. But I'm not big on flowers either. But I ain't about to tell the whole world that they can't use them or do what they want. Flowers are gender neutral. Amen, Kiki. I was so mad about that. Let me get off of that because it'll get real ugly, I'm sure. Just give me my flowers. Yes, Key. Give me my flowers. Yeah. You are funny. That is funny. Funny. Just give me my flowers. Yeah. I love it so much. But that really boiled my blood. I could not understand. But this is the society we live in. There's so much control and so much to talk about, y'all. So we're gonna get ready for this season 3. I'm really excited. I know I've said this so many times, but thank Abba for Shar Akporji. I've realized recently that I had to give some apologies because I had other people in mind that I had totally not thought about after the fact. But I had talked to a few people way long time ago about being the co-host, so I had to honestly send out some apologies to a few people because I had them in mind. But as the father was intentional in making sure I understood we were supposed to be close as friends, he did the same thing in regard to the podcast. So I had to be obedient, and man, I'm so glad I did because these conversations have been so life-changing and so healthy and so helpful to me. And so I can only hope that they are helpful to our audience. And as I said before, I'm really grateful to everyone who continues to support us, to support this podcast. I think my internet is getting low. The junk goes out in and out. I'm even thinking about that, like the way this climate is going. What we gonna do, like when the internet and stuff start going out. But until then, we are here and we are ready. I need y'all to pray that I stop yawning doing podcasts. I think that is so disrespectful, but I can't control it because I'm a prophet and I don't sleep. So y'all pray for me that this yawning, I will be delivered from this yawning doing podcasts. It is annoying. But but I'm just really grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for y'all tuning in. This has been fun. I don't know if y'all had fun, but I had fun. I loved conversating with you guys and getting topics. I think we are definitely going to add these to next year. So let me give y'all a breakdown of the schedule before we go, because I got like 5 minutes if I get kicked off. That's the other thing about this site. I can't go past an hour. But I think that's helpful for me because it will help me stay concise, which is very difficult to do. Thank you, Key. You are so supportive. I really appreciate your life. I'm just grateful that my closest friends be on here supporting me because ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. I really am grateful for y'all. And we've also had some new friends. Yes, delivered me from yawning. We had some new friends, especially when Brian was on. So y'all continue to tune in, continue to like, continue to share, continue to subscribe. Yes, I know I got 5 minutes. But I want you guys to remember, okay, so this is the last one for this season, but we will be back in November. And in October, I'm going to be working on all the marketing. So you'll know in advance when the dates will be. like I said, I want to do way better and making sure that we know in advance so that we can get more viewership. So yes, we are a family, like a giant tree. See, I got singing Tourette's. You cannot be doing that in the middle of a comment. But I told y'all my mother said I got auto tune. That cracked me up. She'd be like, "You just pop up with a song for everything." But I'm like, how are you just noticing that? That was the funniest part. Like, you just noticing that. But I love my mother. She's hilarious. But anyway, so November, we will be back. From November to March will be season 3. And then in May, let's just start with season 3 because I can't remember right now. But when I announce it, it'll be announced. But from November to February, that will be no, I'm sorry, November to March, that will be season 3, just like we did last time. And then from May to September, I believe. Yeah, May to September or May to August. I think that's what we changed it as. So we can have 2 months off in between. So March and April is the break. And then August and September is the break. September and October is the break. And then we'll be back in November for season 5. So November to March, season 3, May to August, season 4, and then season 5 will start back up in November and we'll keep the party going. So thank y'all so much. I love y'all indefinitely. And let's untether together. Season 2. Wrap. It's a wrap. Ain't that what they say? I don't know. But thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for joining us. I missed my Shara tonight, but she was on here and she was present as always. I'm really grateful for y'all, to the Willises, for joining us tonight and for always being supportive. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Let's untether together. Have a good night.